Hello everyone. I welcome you all in this session of online teaching and learning of English language. I'm Kavita Sabharwal, working as English mistress at Government Senior Secondary School for Boys, Raho in SBS Nagar. Students, today we are going to do listening, speaking, reading and writing exercises of the story Birbal's Khichdi from the textbook of class 7th. Please keep your notebooks and pens handy. Dear students, before we proceed to the interesting exercises and activities, let's recall the storyline. Here we have the summary of the story, Birbal's Khichdi. Let's read. It was winter time. The ponds and lakes near Akbar's palace were all frozen. Akbar asked Birbal if a man could do anything for money. Birbal replied yes to it. Akbar asked Birbal to prove his point. The next day, Birbal brought a poor Brahmin to Akbar's court. The Brahmin told Akbar that he would do anything so that he might get some money to feed his starving family. On hearing this, Akbar asked the Brahmin to stand inside the frozen pond all through the night without clothes. In return, he promised to give a reward of 2,000 gold coins to the Brahmin. The poor Brahmin needed money, so he stood in the frozen all through the night, shivering. In the morning, the Brahmin returned to Akbar's court to receive his reward of 2,000 gold coins. Akbar asked the Brahmin surprisingly how he could manage to stand in the frozen pond in such cold. The Brahmin replied that he kept on looking at the lights of the palace a mile away and continued to stand in the pond. At this, Akbar became angry and refused to give any reward to the Brahmin. He accused the Brahmin of taking warmth from the lights of the palace. Birbal tried to persuade Akbar that it was impossible to get warmth from the lights of the palace, but Akbar did not listen to him. The poor Brahmin returned disappointed and barehanded from Akbar's court. The next day, Birbal did not appear in the court. He sent a messenger to the emperor saying that he would come to the court only after his khichdi gets cooked. Birbal did not turn up even after 5 days. The emperor himself went to Birbal's house to see what he was doing. He saw that Birbal had lit the fire and kept the pot of uncooked khichdi 1 yard above the fire. Akbar said, Birbal, I considered you to be the wisest in this country, but you have proved me wrong. How will the khichdi get cooked when it is 1 yard above the fire? What is wrong with you, Birbal? Birbal replied, O my great emperor, when it is possible for a person to receive warmth from the faintly glowing lights a mile away, then it should be possible for this khichdi, which is just a yard above the fire, to get cooked. Akbar realized his mistake. He called the poor Brahmin and gave him 2,000 gold coins. Akbar was happy that Birbal had helped him to realize his mistake. So students, here we finish with the summary of the story, Birbal's khichdi. Students, now let's start with the reading exercise. Answer the questions after reading the summary of the story, Birbal's khichdi. This exercise will help you to understand the story in a better way. So let's do this activity. On the screen you will find a few questions. You don't have any suggestive words or answers. You should recall from the summary just read and answer these questions. The first question is, what time of the year was it in the story? Second, what had happened to the ponds and lakes? Third, what did Akbar want to know? Please write the answers. I'll give you some time. You can do it. We have just read the summary. Please write. What time of the year was it in the story? What had happened to the ponds and lakes? What did Akbar want to know? Please think and write the answers. I hope you have written. Let us check. What time of the year was it in the story? Answer, it was winter time. Second, what had happened to the ponds and lakes? Answer, the ponds and lakes were frozen due to extreme cold. Third, what did Akbar want to know? Answer, Akbar wanted to know if a man could do anything for money. Now let's move to the next slide. Question number 4. Why did the Brahmin accept Akbar's challenge? Fifth, how much money did Akbar agree to give to the Brahmin? Please write the answers. I'll give you some time. Please write. Why did the Brahmin accept Akbar's challenge? How much money did Akbar agree to give to the Brahmin? We have just read the summary. Recall and write. I hope you have written. Let us check. Why did the Brahmin accept Akbar's challenge? Answer, the poor Brahmin needed money to feed his starving family. Fifth, how much money did Akbar agree to give to the Brahmin? Answer, Akbar agreed to give 2,000 gold coins to the Brahmin. Now let's move to the next slide. Students, Birbal is a strong character in the story Birbal's Khichdi. He is wise, clever, bold, and at the same time very kind-hearted. Students, what do you understand about Birbal in the story? Write a few sentences about Birbal. Please write the answer. I'll give you some time. I know you can do it. We just read the summary. Please recall and write. What do you understand about Birbal in the story? Please try to use the simple sentences and write about Birbal. I hope you have completed. Let us see the sentences I have prepared. Birbal is very wise and clever. He is also very kind-hearted. He tries to persuade the king to give reward to the poor Brahmin. He is very sharp-minded. He makes a perfect plan to make Akbar realize his mistake. He is truly wise. Birbal is very bold. He does not obey the king blindly. Rather, he has courage to tell the king what is right or wrong. Now let's move to the next slide. Students, now we are going to learn to listen. I have got an interesting listening exercise for you. Students, I will speak the sentences. Listen carefully and fill in the blanks with correct missing words. Now let's start. First, Akbar spoke sternly with the Brahmin. Second, the exam was certainly easy. Third, Birbal was truly wise. Fourth, you should fairly take leave from home. Fifth, a student sat quietly after the teacher scolded him. Students, I hope you have completed. Now let's check the answers. Akbar spoke sternly with the Brahmin. The exam was certainly easy. Birbal was truly wise. You should fairly take leave from work. The student sat quietly after the teacher scolded him. Please check your answer. Check your spellings also. I hope you have completed. Let's move to the next exercise. Students, I have got one more listening exercise for you. I will speak the sentences. Listen carefully and choose the correct answers. Please just write the correct option. No need to write all the options. Let's start. First, I usually get up late on the weekends. Second, my father is never late for work. Third, how often do you travel on the weekends? Students, I hope you are enjoying this activity. It is just like a game. I hope you have completed. Let's move to the next slide. Fourth, Tim is often early for class. Fifth, when do you usually go on vacation each year? Students, I know it's very interesting exercise for you. I hope you have completed. Here we have the answers. First, I usually get up late on the weekends. Second, my father is never late for work. Third, how often do you travel on the weekends? Fourth, Tim is often early for class. Fifth, when do you usually go on vacation each year? So students, let's move to the next exercise. Students, after the listening exercises, I have got a speaking exercise for you, that is dialogue practice. Students, now let's learn to speak. I will speak the dialogue. Please listen carefully. Birbal to Akbar. Your Majesty, this Brahmin is ready to do anything for the sake of money. Akbar to Birbal. Will he do what I say, Birbal? Birbal to Akbar. Yes, Your Majesty. Birbal to the Brahmin. Are you ready to do anything that His Majesty asks you to? Brahmin to Akbar. Anything. If I get some money to feed my family, Your Majesty. Akbar to the Brahmin. Stand inside the frozen pond all through the night without any clothes. For this I will give you 2,000 gold coins. The students, this is the dialogue. Please rehearse this dialogue in pairs later with your friends. While speaking the dialogue, please keep in mind whether it is a statement or a question or an order. Speak with proper stress and intonation. Students, now we are going to learn dialogue writing. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Students, if you have a passage, converting it into a dialogue form is very simple. Look at the following steps. For example, we have a statement. Birbal said to the messenger, "Give my message to the emperor." Students, for converting this statement into a dialogue form, the first step is remove said to and inverted commas. Step 2, instead of said to, use to before the messenger. Step 3, put to and the messenger in round bracket after the name of the speaker. Step 4, use colon as in Birbal to the messenger. Step 5, make the first letter of the statement capital. Students, here we have the example dialogue. Birbal to the messenger, give my message to the emperor. So let's move to the next slide. Let's have some practice, students. Read the statements and rewrite them as dialogues. Please write. I'll give you some time. First statement. Akbar said, Birbal, I considered you to be the wisest in this country, but you have proved me wrong. Second statement. Birbal said, why, Your Majesty? Third statement. Akbar said, how will the khichdi get cooked when it is 1 meter above the fire? What is wrong with you, Birbal? Please write. Students, do it. Just follow the 5 steps that we learned in the previous slide to change the statements into the dialogues. Please recall the steps and write. I know you can do it. Akbar said, Birbal, I considered you to be the wisest in this country, but you have proved me wrong. Birbal said, why, Your Majesty? Akbar said, how will the khichdi get cooked when it is 1 meter above the fire? What is wrong with you, Birbal? So please do it. Students, I hope you have completed. Here we have the answers. Students, we followed the 5 steps to change the given statements into the dialogues. We removed said and inverted commas. Instead of said, we used to. We used round bracket after the name of the speaker. We used colon after the round bracket. And we made the first letter of the statement capital. Now, please check your answers. First statement. Akbar said, Birbal, I considered you to be the wisest in this country, but you have proved me wrong. Dialogue. Akbar to Birbal, I considered you to be the wisest in this country, but you have proved me wrong. Second statement. Birbal said, why, Your Majesty? Dialogue. Birbal to Akbar, why, Your Majesty? Statement. Akbar said, how will the khichdi get cooked when it is 1 meter above the fire? What is wrong with you, Birbal? Dialogue. Akbar to Birbal, how will the khichdi get cooked when it is 1 meter above the fire? What is wrong with you, Birbal? Students, please check your answers. Check spellings and punctuation marks. Students, I hope you have learned how to write a dialogue. Please try to convert some more statements into dialogues. It will improve your writing skill. Now it's time to wind up. Students, today we enjoyed reading the summary of the story Birbal's Khichdi. We also practiced listening, speaking, and reading exercises. We learned to write a dialogue. Dear students, you really worked very hard today. Hope you enjoyed this session. Keep learning. See you soon in another session with a new topic. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.